Ryan Wrobel. And if you want the best agent, you call Celeste. But if you want the best lawyer, you call Ryan. We are the Wild Wild West over here, so I want Ryan to kind of walk us through things.
Thank you for that introduction, Celeste. You made me blush. I don't know if all of that's true, but it sounds great, so thank you for that. Happy to be here speaking with you, and happy to answer any questions that you have, and happy to speak to your audience and help them out as well. Yeah.
How do you do a title search? Is that one of yours?
That is something that we, or I, and my law firm as licensed attorneys, something we handle. Part of what I would call the basket of services, legal services that we offer to buyers. It is, compared to the States, if we use that as a comparison, it can be very manual. So depending on the type of title you Belize, and we do have 3 different types of titles, 3 different types of land systems. Depending on that title, the title search itself could be vastly different. More time consuming on some, like deeds of conveyance, as opposed to registered land or land evidenced by a land certificate, which is more straightforward without being extreme. It's different. And yes, to answer your question, that is something we do. Verification of good, fee simple, free transferable title on behalf of our buyer clients. We want to ensure that, well, first and foremost, as part of that title search, that the seller actually owns the land, for one, right? That's a good one.
Yeah.
Beyond that, again, rock solid fee simple title. Now, we're doing a search that's going back 30 years, so we want to make sure that there's a good root of title. We want to make sure that there's no breaks in that chain of title. Internationally, in an English common law system, like the States, England, Australia, what have you, it's pretty common. But you hear different things in Belize because of the kind of wild, wild west aspects of it. But again, back to your original question, yes, that's what we do. That's one part of what we do and one service that we provide to our clients. A freely transferable title, no strings attached, no clouds. You don't have to worry about anything. That's what you're looking for.
So even if you're not Belizean, you can own Belizean land, even waterfront?
Absolutely. Here in Belize, it's a great country because we don't have any restrictions as it relates to foreign ownership of land. There are no special permits, no special license necessary, like other countries have. Certainly, one thing that I've noticed within the last, let's say, 5 to 10 years, Belize internationally becoming more known. As we have more international airlines coming in, more people hear about Belize. So I would say that we're far less of Mother Nature's best kept secret now in 2024 than we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So I do see increased interest from North American buyers for sure, but it's been a steady uptick, I'd say.
So for people looking to buy real estate, what would you say is kind of the number one thing that you want to look for? Getting the title, being clear, what are some surprises?
Well, I alluded to one of those surprises earlier, that the person trying to sell you some land doesn't really own that land. So that's one to check. That's a huge surprise, right? Yeah, for sure. Other things that a potential buyer should be very aware of is just the environment. The environment and what is real estate in Belize, it's full of risks. Because we are a jurisdiction, we're a country right now that does not have any licensing regime or government oversight of real estate agents. So there's a lot of great ones. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great ones. Usually those great ones have experience, education, and a license from somewhere else that does have a licensing regime. There are a lot of absolutely terrible ones. I don't know how better to state that other than maybe scam artists and borderline. I don't want to speak harshly about those.
Yeah.
But they typically are people that have no experience with real estate whatsoever. They see an opportunity to make money, and they really seize on that opportunity to their benefit as opposed to a buyer's benefit or a client's benefit. People that probably have no idea what a fiduciary is or conflict of interest or some of the things that are just standard in more developed countries, more developed jurisdictions for real estate. Wild, wild west is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Last, anything goes, and there's no rules to live by. So a lot of people, unfortunately, self-proclaimed real estate agents, they don't live by any rules. That's a big danger. That's something to look out for. Don't believe everything you hear as a potential buyer. Belize being different than other countries, other jurisdictions, real estate, but developers as well. We really don't have any rules for developers here. So when they need to start selling or when they can start selling, what type of promises they can make, any restrictions or rules with regard to financing that a developer may offer, all of that stuff. So my example is that's something to be careful about in these developments, because there are no rules. And a lot of what I've seen, a lot of the dangerous experiences that some clients have seen, and we've been able to pull them out of, would be, well, yeah, they're selling lots in this development. However, no promises with regard to infrastructure, roads, what have you. Also, a lot of times I see a lot of developers attempting to sell land and attempting to collect 100% of the purchase price, and they don't even have final approval for that subdivision. So they cannot convey title. They can't transfer cards. That's a big one right there. Not just one, but many.